gonna go. Okay, there it goes. I had to restart my laptop because the volume would not go up for some reason. I don't know why. And as you can see, clearly see a tissue in my nose because I am sick. Even though I got the flu shot. But my parents were already sick from visiting my brother because every time they go there, they get sick because, my brother has a child. So, of course, kids are monkey carriers, they get sick. But yeah, so my voice is not going to sound like my normal voice, but we're going to work with it. This video was originally supposed to be an hour long. That's not happening. Like, I had notes and everything. So it's going to be cut down to 30 minutes. Okay, this is a review on The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. It's on Hulu. It's about Mormon wives and their secret lives, clearly. And how the Mormon faith is, how their life is, stuff like that, right? So, there's Taylor, Macy, Jesse, Mackenzie, Jennifer, and Layla. So 6 Mormon, I believe. Yes, 6. I've already seen the whole series, and I did rewatch some of it, so hopefully I can recollect most of it. So we're gonna start with Taylor. Oh, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm not gonna talk about Layla all that much because Layla's kind of boring, to be honest. I'm not gonna talk about the parent except Taylor's parents, because obviously those are the only parents you see, really, besides Whitney's parents, her sister and her mom. But Taylor's parents actually ask questions that are very important, actually, say statements are very important. And I'm not going to talk about the husbands all that much. I'm only going to talk about, like, which husband? Husbands, partners, I'm going to talk about a couple of them. That's about it. Okay, so, Taylor. Taylor started the mom group, right? Because, what's it called? Mom Life or something? Mom Talk. She wanted, a way to connect with people online and connect with women. So, at first it was really good. And then the whole, like, swingers thing came out, the soft swingers, right? It's very weird. Mormonism, soft swingers. Okay, strange, right? She has so many issues. She was going through a divorce, and she started seeing that guy Dakota. I don't like that guy Dakota, and it's not just because of his past with, like, addiction and stuff like that. It's just from what I saw on the show, he also has a lot of issues. They're clearly very toxic together. What time is it? Okay. They're just, both of them are just, they don't need to be together, and in the show they break up, get back together, on and off situation. I don't think the on and off relationship is good. Like, you're either together or you're not, fixing your issues. Like, that's it. So, a lot of jealousy issues, communication issues, trust issues, stuff like that. And then it just goes like, to like 1,000. Because Taylor gets arrested for domestic violence. I obviously wasn't there, so I don't know what happened. But Dakota and her got an altercation, and she ended up getting arrested for DV. And then she was on probation and stuff like that, and then it flashes forward to like a year, I think. And of course she's still with him. She visits her parents. This is a lot of secrets, by the way. She visits her parents, and her parents are very, very religious. And they want her to get married, do it the right way, but she doesn't want to get married. Good for her. Like I said, Taylor has a lot of issues. But I will say, she can at least take criticism for the most part. And she's at least, like, is open to talking about it and not just, like, running away from it. So, that's something good for her. Those two things are good for her. So, like I said, she visits her parents, her mom and dad. And her mom is, sorry, you're gonna hear me a lot. You're gonna hear me coughing a lot too, and just work with me. So, she tells her mom she's pregnant, and her mom's pretty much like, what the fuck? I'm with her mom on that. Like, seriously, like, what the fuck? Like, you're going through a divorce. You just met this guy, and you already slept with him. That's crazy to me. Just, in these days, I don't think you should be doing that, but okay. Then you get pregnant, you're going through divorce, you already have, like, 2 kids, and she's, like, in her 20s. So the mom has a very valid reaction. Her parents want her to get married, she doesn't want to, stuff like that. And her parents meet Dakota later on. And ironically, he's moving his stuff in when she's talking to her parents at their house, I would assume. And of course the dad has valid questions too. He's pissed too, understandable. So the parents, I'm on their side. I would assume that she was a troublemaker as a teenager from her actions now, because in my opinion, your past can be your future. Your past behavior can be your future behavior. So, that's Taylor, right? I'm just gonna get Layla out the way, because Layla's boring to me. Really had nothing interesting about her. She got married young, had a kid young, got divorced. Don't know much about him. She was single in the show, raising her son. She's a black Mormon, so that's a little bit different. She seems like a good friend for the most part. That's about it. Next, anyways. Oh man, who do I want to talk about next? Whitney. Talk about fucking Whitney. I can't with this girl, Whitney. She's just, at first, I was like, okay, she seems sweet, but no, she is the drama. Like that meme, like an audio meme on TikTok, like it's like, am I the drama? That's Whitney. Like, she's literally the drama. She's always sticking her nose in other people's business. She can't take criticism. She cries as a weapon. Her marriage doesn't seem very healthy, in my personal opinion. I'm gonna get to that. She starts shit. She's an instigator. She runs away from the problems. She's just, I would honestly say she has more issues than Taylor. And I don't even really like Taylor, but I think Taylor is a little bit more admirable when it comes to the facing the criticism and reflecting and talking things out compared to Whitney. Her marriage now. Her husband, he was on a dating app, and he was like messaging people, sending pictures, stuff like that. And he's apparently bi. I don't know what he is, but when I looked at him, my first thought was he is gay. She is his beard, and he just doesn't want to admit he's gay. And they somehow got through it. She forgave him. I mean, he technically did cheat, because emotional cheating is cheating. You're connecting with someone else. You're sending pictures, explicit pictures, giving them attention, flirting with them. So, like, that's cheating to me. They somehow worked it out, and they're still together. If you take back a cheater, you have no self-worth, no self-love. It's honestly sad. You should never take back a cheater, because cheaters, in my personal opinion, will always cheat again. Or always try to, or at least try. Once a cheater, always a cheater, to me, personally. And yes, to me, personally, flirting is cheating. Like, if you're in a relationship, married, engaged, whatever type of relationship you're in, especially if you have kids, you shouldn't be flirting with anyone else besides your partner. You shouldn't be looking at anyone else for too long. You shouldn't be too helpful, too nice, too kind. It comes off like you're flirting. Okay, so. Oh, I do remember. That joke, I think it was either Jessie or Macy. They had a party for her. They had some type of party at someone's house. And one of the girls, like, was telling the rest of the girls about some type of kink, whatever, with cereal, Fruity Pebbles or some shit. I didn't get it, honestly. I still don't get it. And Whitney thought it would be hilarious to get her a box wrapped up full of Fruity Pebbles. That's not funny. And then she was like, I don't understand why she was upset. She told us in confidence and you were just like throwing it in her face. That's not something a real friend does. You don't do that. Who's next? Macy. I'm a little bit in it with Macy. I believe I'm pretty sure Macy's one who's married to like a fucking like 45-year-old. That's her, whatever, but that's fucking weird to me. Like, no 45-year-old has no business being with like a 20-something-year-old. That's weird. I think age does matter. It truly does to me. Like, there's absolutely no way y'all have enough in common for you to have that big of an age gap and it work. So, she's very much a good friend to everyone in the group, even though, you know, everyone's two-faced in that show, talking shit about each other. But, you know, that's expected in a girl group. Like, I don't think there's ever gonna be any peace in a girl group like that. So she's friendly with everybody, she's there for everyone. I think sometimes a little bit too much. Like, she kind of has no backbone at certain times. She kind of lacks boundaries, my personal opinion. Like, she stuck up for Whitney, while everyone else was like, Whitney this, Whitney that. She starts shit, blah, 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 right? And Macy's like, oh, just give her a chance. And I'm like, girl, why? Like, you don't see it. Like, I understand you're being a good friend. You want to be kind to her. Give her a chance. You want her to be back in mom talk, but you are selling yourself too thin. You're being too nice. You're lacking boundaries, girl. I'm gonna need you to get some. There's one thing I have to agree on. She does not like Dakota, and I completely understand why, and I'm on her side about that. She is very honest to Taylor about not liking Dakota for X, Y, and Z. She tells her you can do better, blah, 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 and it is completely valid what she's saying. Everything she's saying is true, and Taylor just doesn't want to listen to her. I think she does like a photography or something. She owns some company, I believe, yeah. On one of the episodes, she invited Taylor to do a photo shoot. Taylor was pregnant at that time. And she only invited Taylor. So what does Taylor do? She brings Dakota with her. And Taylor is so keen on Dakota and Macy talking it out, being good. It's like, you can't force someone. You can't force two people to be good with each other. If they don't like each other, then they don't like each other. That's what it is. She brings Dakota, and Macy is understandably pissed off, annoyed. I get it, right? So Taylor's taking the photos of her belly, and then Taylor takes then Tyler takes initiative and be like, oh, Dakota, get in here. And Macy's like, I didn't want this. She's like, okay, whatever. She should have put her foot down. This is what I'm talking about, how she lacks boundaries at times. Like, I'm gonna need her to get some boundaries at times. I understand being a good friend is a very good thing, being honest, but like, it's like she cherry picks. When she chooses to have boundaries and be like there for everyone, like all the time, you need to be selfish at times. Put yourself first. Sorry. Okay, who's next? Oh, Taylor, Layla, Jennifer. I'm gonna talk about Jennifer. Okay, so Jennifer. She's apparently Ben Affleck's second cousin or something like that. Cousin of some sort. Her husband, Zach. He is Ben Affleck's cousin. I don't know what number cousin. Through like a brother, I don't know, or something like that. So they are very Mormon. They're very like goody two shoe. Like they're one of the most Mormon people out of the group. And if you see them at first glance, you would be like, oh, like their marriage is perfect. Like they have no issues. Wrong. Zach comes off very controlling at times, even though he hides it. I don't like that. Jen, I'm just gonna call her Jen. I find it funny that her name is Jennifer Lynn Lopez, just like Jennifer Lopez, but that's ironic. But anyways, she's too rigid. This is not my personal opinion. She has a stick up her ass. She's just, oof. She's too submissive. And I understand that's the Mormon culture. Typically, you're submissive to your husband, you cook, you clean, you take care of the children, stuff like that, you know? She needs a voice. She needs self-confidence. She needs self-love, and she shouldn't be putting up with her husband's shit. They went to Vegas. And this is Jesse's fault, by the way, I think. In my opinion. She got strippers, right? Well, they went to Chippendales. And she didn't tell them where they were going. Not everyone likes surprises, but she thought it was a great idea. That's weird to me, but whatever. So they get there, and Jen is like not comfortable. She's like, "This is." Before they went, she was asking, "Will my husband be mad at this, approve of this, stuff like that?" And Jesse's like, "Yeah." Lies. Come on, girl. You're a fucking liar. So they get there. She's immediately uncomfortable, and she's like, she gets small, and she tells her husband, "I don't think she should have told him." Like, it just made matters worse. That trip was just not good whatsoever. It got a lot of the women in trouble with their mans, and their mans were jealous and shit. I mean, they're obviously allowed to feel the way they do, but it's like, you really can't touch the Chippendale strippers. Like, they're there to look at, pretty much. You don't have to go up there, and if you choose to go up there, that's like your own choice. So, Jen is texting her husband, telling her what's happened. She gets on the phone with him. He's yelling at her, calling her all this disgusting shit, profanity, stuff like that. And I'm like, no, that's disgusting. Like, you don't talk to your wife like that. You don't talk to any woman like that, really. Like, you talk it out like adults. And he also, I think he has a gambling problem from what Jen was talking about. Because I think Jen said she gave him like, I forgot how much. I think it was like 25 something, 2,500, 25,000. That sounds about right. I might be wrong though. To go gamble. He went to Vegas with them along with Dakota. None of the other husbands went. They went, I think they probably went to look over them and Make sure they're not doing anything. Like, dude, we don't want you there. Like, they don't want you there. Like, it's a girls' trip. They did show up at the house that, I think it was Jesse, rent Airbnb, rented whatever. Like, it throws the whole vibe off. They did leave, but it's like, ugh. Like, that's not cool. Like, none of the other husbands were like that. They're like, I don't care, go have fun. Good for them, you know? So, Jesse, I think Layla went. Layla was fine because she's single. She doesn't have as much baggage as the other woman, so she's fine. She was fine for the trip. Mackenzie and Macy stayed, and Jen went home, back to the Airbnb, whatever. And Taylor also got in trouble with Dakota. Dakota was sexting her, all mad, shit like that. That just adds fuel to the fire with their like terminus, their toxic relationship, you know. So Taylor also left, and I believe they're both sitting there at the island in the kitchen. I know Jen was sitting there. I don't know if Taylor was sitting there. Jen was definitely sitting there. And she's looking all sad, stuff like that. And now this video is definitely gonna be like longer than 30 minutes. It's gonna be like 45 minutes most likely. I'm gonna try 40. And the rest of the girls come in, and they're like, woo, like, you know, all happy. And it's like, hello, your friend's just sitting there like all sad and shit. And she tells them what happened, stuff. And Jessie, of course, speaks up because Jessie always speaks up. I like that about her. She's very honest. She's very opinionated. I love that for her. So Jen leaves in the middle of the night in an Uber, and then they don't hear from her for like 24 hours, whatever. And they're like, I hope she's okay. She finally texts them, and she's like, oh, we worked everything out. We're good. Girlfriend, no, it's not good. Like, your husband's abusive. Like, he wants you to be this perfect Mormon wife, and it's like, no one's perfect. Like, your husband has issues. Y'all have issues that y'all need to work on, like in therapy or something. But they're still together to this day, from what I see. Who's next? I'm gonna do Mackenzie. Yeah, Mackenzie next. How many left? Mackenzie? I already did Macy, right? Yeah, I did. Okay, the last one is Jessie, because I'm gonna do Mackenzie next. Mackenzie. So she's the youngest. I believe she's like 22 or 23. Her story screams Mormon. It screams Mormon. So she met her husband when she was 16, and her husband was 21 years old. A grown-ass man. A legal adult. Fucking around with a 16-year-old child. 16-year-old is a child. She had a child young. Then she got pregnant at 16. Had a kid at 16, whatever. I would assume she met him actually at 15 and got pregnant and then had a kid at 16, because I read she had a kid at 16. Parents clearly weren't very happy, from what she said, from what I believe, from what I remember. She got married to him, I don't know when, 18 or something like that. Way too young. And that's just, no, absolutely. That's like that's even worse than like Taylor and Dakota's relationship. Like, at least like Taylor and Dakota are legal. They were both legal when they got together, but like 16 and 21. I've seen a lot of Mormon TV shows, and I hear that a lot. Like, the 16-year-old is getting 14, 15, 16, under 17, under 18. They're getting married off and shit. They meet their husbands like at freaking 9 years old and shit. It's like, ugh. That That's fucking gross. No, that is literally A, rape, and B, grooming. Like that. Oh, just. Oh, no. I don't know much about the relationship. All I know is that he's a groomer. He's a rapist, in my personal opinion. I have to say that. Because I can't just straight up be like he's a rapist, but to me he is. That's fucking gross. No. Okay, so. Don't know much about them. So, next, on to the next one, the last one. Actually, yeah, the last person to talk about. Of the woman. Jessie. I like Jessie. I like her for the most part. Is she messy and a two-faced bitch like the rest of them? Yes, she is, but she's authentically herself from what it seems like. She's very honest. She speaks her mind. She stands up for people. She stands up for herself. So I like all that. She stood up to Whitney, which I do love that, and she was the first, from what I remember, the first one to be like, yeah, Whitney's not her friend. I don't want her in this group. And everyone else tagged along after that. And when they finally realized, and she's obviously, I believe she's the oldest one. She's a little bit more wise. She has she owns a salon. Like, her hair obviously looks gorgeous. And she does all their hair and stuff like that. I don't know anything about her marriage. I know she had a kid before, and I think her partner died. It might be her. They all look alike. With all the plastic surgery, stuff like that, cosmetic surgery. I'm not gonna get all into that. So it's really hard to just, see the differences between them and remember who's which. Yeah, I don't know much about her marriage, but her marriage seems quite healthy for the most part. Like, her husband doesn't seem very jealous. He's just like, yeah, do your own thing, whatever. She's like the truth speaker out of the group, in my opinion. Like, she's not with that bullshit. She's like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you like it is. If you don't like it, too bad. So on to the parents. Taylor's parents. Did I already do her parents? I think I did. Yeah, no, I did. Is that it? That it? I think I'm forgetting things. Oh, I am gonna bring up some parts of the show. So when Taylor had her baby shower, there's like so much in the show, like I can't remember anything. I should have used my notes, but I'm not trying to make this like an hour. And Taylor had her baby shower, and Whitney decided not to show up. Her choice, whatever. But it's like, it did cause a ruckus, and Taylor's mom did call her mom, which I think it's weird because it's like these women are grown-ass women. Like, they don't need their mommies calling their friends, overstepping. And Layla was like, I hope she doesn't notice. And what happens? Taylor notices. Like, of course she's gonna notice. Like, she's friends. None of these bitches are friends, by the way. They're just their frenemies. Now you frenemies are enemies. She's gonna notice that Whitney's not there. So she asks, where's Whitney? And then Layla has to explain and stuff like that. And they go to different events, and Whitney's just like ignoring Taylor, doesn't want to talk about it, stuff like that. It's just like, come on, like, be an adult and talk about it. Like, no. There was Mackenzie's birthday party. They went to a roller skating rink. And at this point, this was like later in the season, they weren't talking to Whitney. She took herself out the group chat. They unfollowed her, stuff like that. And who shows up? Whitney. She shows up with a gift to give to Mackenzie. Mackenzie's sitting there, and she's like, doesn't know what to do. It's very uncomfortable, clearly. And I don't know what the hell Whitney was doing there, honestly. Like, these women clearly don't like you. Like, you clearly have issues. These women don't want to talk to you. Like, I don't know why you showed up. Like, she probably just showed up to, like, save face or, like, cause drama, whatever. She likes to stir shit up. Probably because she's bored. She didn't go to Vegas. That's good. She was saying how, like, the Vegas episode. How she didn't go to Vegas for this and this reason. Because it's toxic. She just wants to be her family. Understandable. I get that. I would love to know what would have happened if she did go to Vegas. What drama would have, like, occurred, you know? But she didn't go, so that's a good thing. I don't even think she was invited. I'm pretty sure she wasn't, no. Is that all? Yeah, that's all. Okay. I really wanted to make this video longer, but this fucking nose and this cough in my throat, it's a little bit better now. I've been taking Dayquil, but I'm not trying to overextend myself. So this is how the video is going to go, unfortunately. Next, when I am feeling better, I actually am going to use my notes, obviously for a different video, and have more details and stuff like that. Okay, oh, sorry. So, until next time, see you then.